All right. We are live. Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about some Bumblebee Jasper. I need to make this bigger. I noticed on our replays, I can't hardly see it. Okay. So, Bumblebee Jasper. Bumblebee Jasper is beautiful. It's that beautiful golden yellow striped with the blacks and the grays material. It's absolutely pretty. Bumblebee Jasper is going to be our get up and go kind of crystal. That is the one that is going to help you when you're stuck, like when you're procrastinating something that you should be doing. Um, when you need that extra momentum for your body, you need that extra oomph to get up and go and do something. That's where your Bumblebee Jasper is going to come in. It is all about helping you to be motivated. Okay, so our Bumblebee Jasper isn't really one you want to be sleeping with because it's going to disturb your sleep a little bit because it's very motivating. So instead of being able to sleep, you're going to be thinking about and wanting to get up and do all the things you're going to do, which is very counterproductive because we need rest. So, Bumblebee Jasper is better to use like in your workspace. Or in the place where you go to procrastinate, okay? Because we all have that spot when you're supposed to be doing something and you don't really want to do it. There's a place you go, and that's where you go to procrastinate. So if you put your Bumblebee
Oddly
Jasper
enough, the kitchen.
there, yeah, right? If you put your Bumblebee Jasper
But
there,
I'm in a corner.
it's gonna help you to you're in a nice little corner. It's gonna help you
It is,
to
actually.
be motivated and move past that, stuck and procrastinating state. Um Bumblebee Jasper is a volcanic rock. It's a fire rock. It forms under the volcanic layers in the sedimentary environment. So it kind of crosses between those two of volcanic and sedimentary. Um, it is not Jasper at all in any sense. Um, volcano agate, or not volcano agate, but Bumblebee Jasper is a microcrystalline quartz. So your microcrystallines are like your agates are microcrystalline. Um, and that would be kind of what Jasper is. So the Bumblebee Jasper name is like that Band-Aid name, right? We all know Band-Aids. We all use Band-Aids. We all call Band-Aids Band-Aids. We teach our kids they're Band-Aids when actually the reality is Band-Aid is a brand, not a bandage. They're bandages. Okay.
I keep
So
singing the song in my head all over and over again.
the Band-Aid song.
I'm stuck
It,
on
it's the
Band-Aid
one.
brand. Could Band-Aid stick on me?
That's right. Yep. And cuz it is, and they did
It
an
is.
amazing job of marketing with that. And
It's the same
now,
thing from this price to this price, or this company to that company. Does it stick on you? Does it cover up your Band-Aid, your boo-boo?
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So Bumblebee Jasper is just that Band-Aid name. It's just a brand name that happened to stick. So technically to qualify as Bumblebee Jasper, it has to come from a specific mine in Indonesia. If it
Yep.
comes from anywhere else in the world, it's not Bumblebee Jasper. That
Right.
is the differentiating factor between like the Bumblebee Jaspers, the Bumblebee Agates, the Bumblebee Calcites. You'll see a variety of them on the market, and some of them have more of that denser opaque look. Some of them have more of that crystal clear, um translucent kind of look, and some of them
Mhm.
even have almost a transparent look to them. And until we did this little study on it, I didn't realize that it really is all the same material. It just depends on where it comes from as to if it actually qualifies as a Bumblebee Jasper or not. Um, Bumblebee Jasper is a calcite predominantly, and it does have agates in it. And then all the yellow that you're seeing is sulfur. Um, Bumblebee Jasper is one that can be toxic. So our polished pieces, like what Darla's holding there, they are not going to be toxic because they are polished and they're formed and they're polished. So how it becomes toxic is like if you break that piece of Bumblebee Jasper, all right, that dust getting in the air can get into your lungs. A lot of it has a high sulfur content and also arsenic.
Ooh,
Has a lot of arsenic
literally
in.
poisoning yourself.
You can literally be poisoning yourself, absolutely. So, you don't ever wanna use Bumblebee Jasper, like, for, elixirs, like how we'll put quartz in our water to drink, right? You don't wanna do that with Bumblebee Jasper because that water is gonna slowly break that down, and you're going to be ingesting Juniper, quit, that arsenic and that sulfur, and it is toxic, so we don't wanna do that. We wanna make sure to keep Bumblebee Jasper away from little kids because we don't want them chewing on it, and little kids are notorious for chewing on stuff. Same
My
thing
daughter
with.
was a rock sucker.
Yeah, and me too, I understand.
Now
It's
we know the
My
difference.
mother was one. And it's funny, I told my mom this story and she's dying laughing. I'm like, what is so funny? She goes, I did that when I was a kid. I'm like, no, you didn't.
yeah.
I'm like, you did this to her. you know? So funny.
Um, so we don't wanna let our kiddos get a hold of that Bumblebee Jasper because it is full of arsenic and it is full of sulfur, right? We also wanna make sure to
All
keep it
the
away from our
not good
pets.
stuff.
'Cause, like, funny enough, I have a possum and a couple dogs that like to steal rocks from me. And so it's really important to make sure that the Bumblebee Jaspers are put away, that they can't get a hold of them because they will, if they're chewing on that, they're breaking that rock up, they're getting inside of it, and they can start to dissolve some of that sulfur and arsenic. So we want to
You
be very
never
mindful about where we store it.
to you never want to cut it either, like
Correct.
without hazmat materials.
Yep, correct. So, like, in your home, you don't wanna soak it in water also. Like, if you need to rinse it off because it got dirty, that's acceptable. Just make sure that you wash your hands good with soap and water afterwards, and make sure that the rock is fully dried. Because if it's not completely dry, then it can be forming some chemical process there. It can be eating away at that rock. So just make sure you wash your hands good with soap and water. And then just like Darla said, so Bumblebee Jasper isn't one that, like, sometimes I'll get rocks, and I like to break them up into littler pieces, right? And then I can use the littler pieces for stuff. You don't want to be doing that with Bumblebee Jasper. You don't want to be breaking that rock up in any way. You don't want to be cutting it or sanding it or anything like that without PPE, right? Proper protective equipment. Personal protective equipment, depending on what industry you're in, depends on how PPE is interpreted. But you want to make sure that you have gloves on, that you're wearing a mask, that you're in a well ventilated area. And you're also going to have to be mindful of what chemicals you're using to work with Bumblebee Jasper, because what is going to interact with sulfur and what is going to interact with that calcite and what is going to interact with that arsenic. So
Mm-hmm.
Bumblebee Jasper is just one that you really need to be mindful of in how we use it and how we treat it.
Be fully aware of what you're getting into.
Absolutely. Yep. And so if you want to start cutting and polishing rocks and stuff, you don't want to start with Bumblebee Jasper. You want to get some experience
No.
down. You want to get some proper equipment set up, and you just, and that goes for rocks and crystals across the board, guys. A lot of rocks and crystals across the board can be very toxic and very hazardous to us when we take them outside of the form that we receive them in. Like tiger's eye is another one. Tiger's eye has a lot of arsenic in it. Um, Trying to think of a couple more. Well, anything yellow has a lot of sulfur in it. Most anything yellow. Uh, like your volcano agates, that bright green that glows in those volcano agates, that's uranium. So that's like actually radioactive. So,
Oh
you
wow.
you want to be mindful of what the materials are before you go messing with them. Um, and I always recommend anybody that's new, getting into rocks and crystals. When you're getting these pieces, after you handle them, go wash your hands, soap
What?
and water. Just wash your hands. Make sure you don't play with your
They're-
rocks and then rub it in
And
your
then touch your
eye or
face, right?
things like that.
polished,
What?
even if they're like this.
Well, so I mean, yes and no. You know, so here's the thing, right? If your Bumblebee Jasper has a fracture in it and your hands are a little bit wet and you're playing with it, then you could be starting to absorb some of that not good for you stuff out of there. So anytime you're getting rocks and crystals in the mail, plus you don't know how they were handled before you received them. You don't know what the person before you did with that material. You don't you just don't know. So kind of like how we
Hmm.
be mindful with germs, be mindful with rocks and crystals, don't be playing with them and then touching your skin and your face. Now, overall, the majority of what we get in the rock and crystal industry per se, as far as carvings, which would be all your carvings, your spheres, your towers, your minis, all the different carvings. The majority bulk of all of them are going to be safe for you to handle. They wouldn't be able to put them out on the market in mass quantities like they do if they're not
But if
safe
they
to
get
handle.
broken, you want to toss it for real.
What?
If they get broken, you want to toss them if they're Bumblebee.
Sometimes, yeah, or glue it back together. I mean, you really want to be mindful of how you're handling them. You don't want to be playing with it after it's been broken because that polish isn't over the top of it keeping everything intact anymore. Now you're exposed to that raw material. So, um it's just kind of one of those things, like how, we wash our hands after we go to the bathroom. We should wash our hands after we're playing with our rocks and crystals. But
Or like dealing with
realistically,
like raw meat, you wash your hands afterwards.
absolutely, absolutely, and you
Oddly
don't
enough, that's what I'm
touch your
doing.
face and, things like
Yeah,
that. Um, you don't want to get that into your eyes. Uh,
right.
Bumblebee Jasper is kind of in the medium for the hardness scale. It's a 6.5 to a 7. So you're not going to be able to scratch it with your fingernail per se, but it is going to be able to scratch very easily. So, uh, it does generally have a waxy kind of luster to it, looks kind of waxy. And in some parts of it, you'll be able to feel that waxy feel, but not necessarily the whole rock. Kind of like the top of hers is got that waxy feel and the bottom doesn't. That is how it naturally presents. Uh, Specific gravity density. We're going to do that next week in our crystal class. I'm going to show you guys how to take a glass of water and determine the specific gravity of your crystal to determine if it is. Now, this doesn't work for all crystals across the board, but it works really well for like your quartz, to know the difference between quartz and glass, or
Ooh, okay.
yeah, so it'll help you to be able to differentiate. If you get a piece and you're like, I'm not really sure if this is quartz or glass or not, you can use a glass of water to determine that. And I'll show you guys how to do that next week. Um, so it is 2.6 on the density, 2.6 grams. It has that natural banding. June, why are you whining? Quit. Has that beautiful natural banding color, making
Because
it
you're not
very
paying
unique.
attention to her.
She wants to go outside. I don't know why.
And get
Probably
this
because the
in a.
other dogs are out there.
See if
Oh
I can
yeah. Oh, it's so pretty.
It is pretty. I need to figure
abandon.
out how to get my iPhone set up so I can do my rock lives from there and show you pieces better. My computer camera sucks
Well,
for
I'm
that.
on my yeah, I'm on my tablet right now, but literally the light is behind me and not in front of me, so
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna make a difference.
you can
Yep.
see the bands in it, which is kind of cool.
June, go lay down.
Yeah, I almost don't want to touch the other one because it's so yellow in certain areas, and it's the density of these two feels so different because one of them, well, this funny shaped one, it has more of the darkness in it, and only like the other side has got. It almost looks painted. I'll be honest,
Okay.
Right.
Right.
and I don't really see. I don't know. It's just weird. But this
Yeah.
one is you can definitely see the bands in it.
Well, and so that's a good example there of the difference between a rock and a crystal. See how the top of your tower is that you can see through it,
Like
and
it's
that's
more
that.
see
Yeah,
through.
that's what I
Uh-huh.
was, and this feels like you can. It feels like it up
Yep.
here. When you get down here, it just feels a little different. It
Right.
feels like calcite, but still feels a little different. Like it's harder down here than it is up here.
Right. Right.
I don't know if I.
That's going to be like more of the iron in there down towards the bottom.
And
But so the
the funny shaped one looks like it's all iron, literally painted with yellow, and that's why I was like, because it's heavier. First of all, it's heavier, but you can see how one side's real dark,
Yep.
and then the other side is very yellow.
Yep. Yep. And that
There's
yellow is the sulfur.
right, and there's no bands. Like I'm really truly trying not to like show the shape as much as it
It's
is.
okay.
But
We
it's
won't
the
get kicked
only
off of
piece.
here for it. It's all right.
I literally have 5 of these towers, so I went in and grabbed the one that gravitated, that I gravitated to. But the other one, because it looks so different, I was like, maybe I should bring them out both out because we were talking about the iron. In the bottom of this one, you can literally see the iron in it
Yep.
and in the bands.
The
But
iron
the other one
oxide,
is
yeah.
tiny, which makes me wonder if it's literally like cement painted yellow, to be honest.
Right.
Well, so you got to remember too, that's a tiny little piece, right? So,
Yeah,
Well,
imagine that on a bigger scale.
uh-huh,
did
there
she
very well could have been all kinds of bands in the bigger piece of rock. That's just a tiny little.
Right, the one that came off of.
because not yet? Because she just text me, thank you.
She can get she'll have to
I
join it
just
won't
told her she.
yeah, I won't tell her we're live though cuz I think I only set it to 11, so she'll have to click on it in the calendar.
Okay,
I
I'll
don't know
tell
where my
her.
phone's at. Back here hiding from me.
So click on the what, theology or just calendar.
No, tell her to go to the I'm looking, hold on. Go to the calendar and then click on Bumblebee Jasper and then click on the link to join.
Okay. Click on calendar, click on Bumblebee Jasper, and link to join. That's what I just put. So,
There
Yep.
you go.
and then
Beautiful.
we'll explain it to her why she couldn't just join.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
like there's a reason for it.
Because we get a little sidetracky in here and we start chit chatting and things
So
sometimes
said
run longer.
it's girls hanging out. What do you expect is gonna happen?
Hello, aloha.
Hello, honey. How are you?
Hi.
So glad you're here.
Hello.
She's like,
Hi.
I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's all right. We're all still kind of new at it too. So
Right, we're all
we're
trying.
all learning together.
We're just doing our best.
We are. We are.
I want to
It's
introduce myself. I'm it's just me, Mary. That way you know who I am because I know you're spirit warrior. So
Hi,
that way
Mary.
you can yeah, there you go. That way you know who I am because I know I come in your room in your
Aloha.
Discord. So
Yep.
Chrissy. Chrissy is Gibson.
Yep. I'm
And Colleen
Gibson.
is Shorty Stuff.
I'm
And then
shorty
you know me.
stuff.
Yep. And Corby is
And
what's your new name? Enchanted Night
Impress.
Empress.
Yeah.
Enchanted Night Empress.
Yep.
We're all just a bunch of whatnots now.
Expanding our world. We're talking about Jumblebee Bumblebee.
Yeah, we
Jumblebee
talking about
Jasper.
Bumblebee Jasper.
I
Good
am
job.
so glitchy today.
You're what nodding today.
I am so bad. So bad glitching. Um, so yeah, so Bumblebee Jasper, right? Your procrastination rock. Use it. It'll help you get moving. Sparks playfulness too. Bumblebee Jasper is one of those playful kind of rocks that it will, sometimes we get into being adults and we forget to enjoy ourselves and have some fun. So Bumblebee Jasper kind of helps with that type of energy too. That, hey, go have some fun kind of energy. So
Yep,
if
I
you
realize on
find
the days of when the kids are like, "Hey, mom, can you come play this with me?" Even if it's just a video game or doing a puzzle or just something that you don't necessarily do like every single day. You're like,
right,
"Man, I like this feeling."
right,
Like
right.
I haven't done this in a while kind of thing.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
So Bumblebee Jasper will help you kind of get back into that kind of stuff a little bit. Helps you to break out of that adulting cycle of just monotony. Man, I am so glitchy today. I can't even talk.
Not when your Bumblebee Jasper is adulting is actually an adult.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh,
right.
guys. Okay, I got to tell you. So I have where is it? I have a straw cover. Did I show you guys my straw cover?
Yeah,
I have a straw cover. Hold on. Where's my
Those are
girl.
so cute. Darla was showing me those
Do
on
you see
had one on one of her towers. I was like, man.
it's a little Richard. Richard saw it the other day and laughed, and he's like, "Mom, it's smiling at me," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
You're like, oops.
So
Yep.
anyway, Bumblebee Jasper,
Continue.
specific value with water, glass for some crystals. What was the density? I'm sorry, honey, I missed that part.
Density on it, 2.6 grams. Grams per centimeters cubed. No. Grams per centimeters to the third.
Oh my god, here we go with that damn algebra shit.
3
Yeah.
is little up in the top right corner.
Yep.
2.6 grams per.
CM to the 3.
3 is little up in the top right corner.
Correct.
Yeah, I know what the third power is. I hate that
Okay.
crap. Here we go.
Because I know some
Algebra.
people will just do like a big number 3 and it's like, wait, nope, nope.
Somehow we can get a whiteboard up here too. So I'm trying to figure that out.
Ooh.
We can't even figure out the audio though. So I'm not jumping into the whiteboard yet.
The
Right. What
whiteboard
you
might be
should do one day is like create a
it's
room for like you and
on the
someone.
white.
Right. But yeah, create a room
Yeah.
for you and someone and then just kind of like click
Chrissy and I
buttons.
will do
Try
it.
and
And try it
try and
all.
figure it out.
You
Hmm.
Chrissy
can
and I
always
will
have
do it.
it's
We'll sit for 3 hours doing it. We'll figure it out.
Right.
We managed to get through the camera thing, so we're making
Hey, you
progress.
made progress in the sound today?
Yeah. Well, except no, because I you guys should be able to hear it through my I shouldn't have to play both at the same time and try to make it work.
There was
It
a
should
button that
just
it said
come
allow
through.
screen sharing. I'm wondering if you hit that. I know it already does screen. Well, no, it doesn't screen share. It just goes through yours. So
Right.
I'm
So it
wondering if
should
maybe hit that button next, like try it next time and see if maybe that will give us the sound.
see there's something well, because I Googled it because we had this problem last time. So I Googled it and it said when you start the screen share to make sure
Mm-hmm.
to allow audio to share too. But
Right.
I can't find where to tell it to allow audio to share. So I don't know. I
Okay.
need to play with it some more and Google some more. And like you said, I need to just mess with it.
you
Right. Yeah,
said
that's why
that
I said, create a show one time, just literally just for you.
Yep.
you
And
said
try and
that
just press buttons.
Hmm.
Bumblebee is igneous and a sedimentary rock.
Correct.
It's
Yes.
like in between or something.
Well, because it could form either way, right? It could
Okay.
form in two different areas.
Okay.
So it's predominantly igneous. It's predominantly a fire rock,
Okay.
but it can form in sedimentary areas too. Hence the layers.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
So,
Um,
this rock, Bumblebee, is our rock of the week, correct?
yes, ma'am. Correct.
The one we're supposed to carry with us all week to check it out.
You can carry it with you, or like for Bumblebee Jasper, like I was
What if
saying,
you don't
it's
have
one
any to carry?
we're really wanting to explore its main thing,
Sorry, I
right?
know
Like
y'all are getting up
everything kind of
close.
has its main thing. And so the Bumblebee Jasper, its main thing is really to help you move past that procrastination. So we want to put the Bumblebee Jasper this week in the area where we go to procrastinate, right? Whether it be your front porch or your rocking chair, like I'm sitting in now by the fire, wherever that is. If you go to your bedroom, wherever that place is that you go to when you're
The
procrastinating, you want to keep
kitchen.
your Bumblebee Jasper there. That way you
Pocket.
can see how it helps you to move through that procrastination.
Yeah, mine's always should be in my pocket because I procrastinate every day, all day.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I should be doing like dishes or laundry or housework, and I'm sitting on the couch reading.
Yeah.
yeah, you just
Yeah.
for a minute.
What?
You know, but remember too, though, a little bit of procrastination isn't always procrastination. Sometimes it's self-care. So
Right.
be mindful, be mindful
Refreshing
to
the
know the
mind and
difference.
actually like spending like the not the reboot time, but like true downtime.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
And just self-care. You've got to take time for joy. You've got to take time for, you know, all these things about self, and everybody's different. Some people need to go for walks. I like to go walk.
Yep.
Some people want to sit down and read. Some people sit there and scroll their phone for hours at a time. It
Right.
looks different for everybody, but a little bit of procrastination is actually not necessarily bad. It's also self-care. So what we want to stop is the procrastination. Like yesterday, for example, was supposed to be talk about Bumblebee Jasper Day, but my morning didn't go real great. Therefore, I procrastinated the whole entire rest of the day. And really, what I should have probably done was adult and made sure I went ahead and made it on time to the things I was supposed to do. So, yesterday would have been a really good opportunity for me to grab a hold of that Bumblebee Jasper and look at it and maybe start getting some things done instead of just screw it, I'm over it, my morning sucked. you know but there again, you got to remember some procrastination is acceptable because it isn't procrastination, it's self-care. So
Well,
Well, we did accomplish a lot,
we
actually.
did actually get a lot accomplished. Absolutely, absolutely. um
I'll have
you're
to screw around because we can't all shut up.
Yeah. We're just about done. We got a couple more minutes here. um your affirmation for Bumblebee Jasper for this week: I am capable, I am moving forward, I choose action. I'll repeat that. I am capable. I am moving forward. I choose action.
Speaking of choosing an action, I literally just grabbed my under the desk peddler
Nice.
speaker because I needed to get this done because
Nice.
I'm sedentary. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
You're
sedentary on my
glitching a little
ass.
today too. um,
Well, I need to move my leg a little bit.
So, are we doing the crystal class all week, or are we just doing it today and then um just working
just
on it?
No, just today. I just
Okay.
wanted to get on this morning and I wanted to do the Bumblebee because we talked the whole time yesterday. So we didn't really even get through Bumblebee Jasper. So we're just doing this one as a catch up. And then but next week we're gonna do Monday through Friday. We're gonna do the chakra balancing.
Okay.
And that's going to be early. It's going to be at 8 o'clock in the morning. So everybody can plan on showing up bright eyed and bushy tailed, half asleep and not caffeinated. And that's perfect. All right.
Central Standard Time.
Yes, Central Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. And that's going to be a little bit more interactive and movement. So be prepared for that. Make sure you're wearing something comfortable. And because we're going to stand up, we're going to sit down, we're going to do a little bit of movement. And we're going to work on the basics of chakras, and that's going to be all 5 days. And then maybe we might have to push that into 2 more days. So typically I would do it in like 7 days or 8 days, 7 or 8 sessions. And I don't know that we can, I don't want to cram it all, so we're going to try for 5 days. And if we need to add a couple to it, we will. And I'll get that loaded up today so you guys can get it marked on your calendars. And we're going to start that Monday morning.
Let's be honest, none of our classes have like literally went where they should have been when they were going, so it's probably going to be more like a 15-day course.
Actually, our Crystal Intentions class, everybody was on time every morning. We
Yep.
actually that was super awesome.
Yep.
Yeah,
All 5 days.
Yeah.
that.
Well, except for the
So,
one for me.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
tomorrow is what, Friday? What,
Tomorrow's
Thursday? What
Friday.
is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's
Do
Friday.
we have Friday something, right?
Well, so I'm actually going to change that up. I'm just not happy with it. Uh so no, just delete Friday out of your calendar.
Eh,
We started
She'll
it
come up with
later in the
something
day.
else. She'll come up with
Yeah,
something
I
else.
will come up with something else to replace it. But I'm just not happy with what we got there yet. So we're on our second set of let's try this. And I'm not really happy with that. So I'm gonna change it again. And I'm probably gonna move it to mornings. So because I think for everybody that we have in our group, for the most part, mornings work better. Um, and even for me, the mornings work better because afternoons get hectic and I never know what my day is going to bring. I have all kinds of crap going on here, I got all the things. So, um, I'm probably going to change Fridays to morning time too, and we just won't do one tomorrow, but I will get it deleted. And then next week we're going to do the chakra class all week long. Um, and then I'll figure out what we're going to do for Fridays going forward. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing like the past life stuff, the regressions and like meditations and stuff like that.
That would be fun.
Mhm.
Nice,
And we still
Yeah,
nice.
want to
so
work on the ruins.
right.
We want to do
Well, in
The
the
all.
ruins
room.
we'll do as a separate class, like how we're doing the deep dive.
Okay.
That'll be an individual class. And I would love to just sit here with you guys all day, every day, and just talk about this stuff and do the different things. But I mean, real life, we all got other shit we got to do too. So it's just
Exactly.
gonna,
Y'all are.
yeah, it's just gonna be time. Um, but we'll do one of those featured classes every month. That's really like a deep dive. Like the metaphysical one will start the second week of May. And it'll be 4 weeks long. And then after that, we'll go into probably Earth School will be the next one. And then after Earth School, we can do the runes class. Um, so I don't know. We'll kind of play with it and figure it out as we're going and growing and doing the things. Um, Last thing about Bumblebee Jasper, I have a couple of journal prompts for you. Why you're sitting there playing with your Bumblebee Jasper. Um,
Shit.
your first prompt is, what in your life have you been procrastinating or avoiding
Oh
that is
gosh, really? That's
affecting
the first
your
one.
life? Okay, so I'm not talking about the dishes. All right,
I know.
obviously I say the dishes cuz I procrastinate them every day for as long as I possibly can. I'm talking about what is actually affecting your life. What is it that you know within self that you should be doing that is affecting how things are going in your life? What is it that you're procrastinating?
Can
And
you
then I
repeat?
want you what?
Can you repeat the prompt? What in your life?
Mhm. What in your life are you procrastinating or avoiding that's affecting your life?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Um, and then number two, come up with 3 creative ways you can start working on that to make that happen. So the dishes, for example, I know the dishes aren't necessarily life affecting. Your journaling is going to be a little more deep, but I'm going to use the dishes for easy example, right? So I might have three creative ways, like play play my favorite band on the radio to get myself energy to do the dishes, or you could say reward myself with Oreo chocolate cookie after I'm done with the dishes. That would be a creative way to get myself motivated to start doing the dishes. Or allow myself to take the day off tomorrow from doing the dishes if I complete them all today. Give myself a break tomorrow from that responsibility of doing them. So just come up with three creative ways you can start working towards moving forward in whatever area that is you're procrastinating in. And then your third prompt is, what's your next step? The next right step, right? And we talk about that a lot. Just one thing you can do, just one tiny action. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to, be life changing, or you're not trying to take over the world with this. Just your next baby step. What's one small thing that you can do right now to start getting that ball moving, so that that procrastination can turn from stagnant to momentum, to movement? Juniper, quit. Go on.
Get the ball, start the ball rolling to.
From stagnant to movement.
Thank you. My brain just stopped. It went stagnant.
We're all glitching this morning. It's okay. I don't even know how many words just randomly came out of my mouth that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. Like, I don't even know where that came from.
back, to, back to movement. Quit being my butt stagnant.
That's right. That's right. Um,
Well, this little freaking thing for a minute. For a few days, I decided to. Well, I've had it sitting there looking at me for
yeah.
4, but it's, I don't know. My dog can't walk far because of her legs being all messed up, so she can't walk far without not being able to walk afterwards. So going, half a block down and half a block back is like no exercise for me. So
Have you seen those little get her a stroller, Darla?
I don't want her to be that fucking sport. Well, I
What,
carry her bag with me.
right?
So if I see that she's struggling, I'll pick her up and just go like this and she'll jump in the bag. So then she can
Have you
stop walking.
seen those? Yeah, have you seen those little skateboard looking things they put dogs on?
No.
I don't know what they're called, but they kind of look like a skateboard that's got straps on it, and they put it on dogs that have a hard time walking. And they make different heights of them, but you just strap it on her and it helps to take the weight off, but she's still walking.
Oh. Yeah, but her
They're
legs are like this. Her legs are like literally this freaking long.
I know they make
Like,
them for little dogs. Like it's a whole thing. Look it up.
yeah, it's
Google
her
it.
knee that she's gonna have to have surgery, and hence the whatnot selling, because But then saving is impossible.
Mhm.
But eventually, she's gonna have to have surgery on her legs.
Did you know that when you spell the word impossible, it literally says I'm possible?
Yes,
Okay. All right,
smart
girls,
ass.
I think
I'm
that's it for some
I'm an
Bumblebee
English
Jasper.
teacher,
What?
remember? Darling, how do you spell that word? Oh yeah. Next.
I'm possible. Nothing is impossible.
We are Kim Possible.
That's right. We are possible. Opossumable. Nothing is opossumable.
Oh my
No.
God, here we go.
Do you
You
want to
sound
see
like
my
you're.
cute little video? Hold on. I'm going to show you and then we're going to get off here. Here, let me go ahead and end our recording. Bye, everybody.